Hello, everyone. Os microfones estão desligados. Vou colocar aqui o meu fone. Para se vocês estão ouvindo bem. Hello, a gente vai falar pelo chat hoje, já que a gente está fazendo a transmissão pelo YouTube, ok? Great. Deixa eu só arrumar aqui o som. Ok, eu estava esperando um pouquinho o pessoal entrar. Não, no YouTube. Ok, então estou muito feliz de estar aqui. As alunas estão me prestigiando, ok. Tá tendo um delayzinho aqui para mim, me fala se vocês estão me ouvindo bem. Vocês estão conseguindo me ouvir? Me fala aqui no chat. Ok. Pessoal que está aqui no Instagram, se quiser acompanhar pelo YouTube, tá lá ao vivo também. A gente vai começar a Masterclass dos Pilares da Fluência, ok. Deixa eu ver o que está aqui com o som. Não está muito bom o som, né, gente? Será que é por causa dessa transmissão aqui que está transmitindo para o YouTube? E agora, ok? Vou abrir aqui, eu escuto bem, melhorou. Tem um delayzinho, porque eu estou transmitindo daqui pro YouTube. Agora eu parei de ouvir o eco também aqui. Tá ok? Podemos começar? Estão me vendo, gente? Como que tá? Certo? Então vamos lá, sejam muito bem-vindos a esta masterclass, ok? Hoje falaremos sobre os pilares da fluência e eu quero saber por que vocês estão aqui? Vocês já são fluentes? O que vocês buscam hoje aqui nessa masterclass? Me fala. Tá difícil de ficar fluente? A fluência está acontecendo? Como é que tá? Certo. Bom, hoje eu vou te mostrar aqui os caminhos. Deixa eu abrir aqui os nossos slides, ok? Eu vou te mostrar os caminhos para você chegar à fluência, para você conseguir realizar os seus objetivos com o inglês, ok? E eu preparei aqui, eu estou ouvindo de volta o meu áudio, então eu vou devagarzinho até estabilizar o som, ok? Eu preparei aqui essa masterclass falando sobre os pilares da fluência. Eu vou falar um pouco inglês, um pouco português, ok? Para o pessoal que está me acompanhando aqui nos outros canais. Eu não sei se são todos fluentes, né? Então a gente vai dividindo um pouquinho nas duas línguas, né, ok? Me falem aqui no comentário se tiver alguma trava, se não estiver ouvindo direito, se o slide travar, me ajudem aqui, ok? Então vamos lá. So what does being fluent mean? Okay, let me put this student in. Okay. So what does being fluent mean? O que significa ser fluente para vocês? O que é a fluência para vocês, gente? Coloca aqui para mim no chat, o que que você acha que é a fluência? Como que você vê a fluência na sua vida? And fluency is not about knowing all the words, okay? This is called a dictionary, right? This is a dictionary. Only a dictionary knows all the words, okay? Fluency is about the flow of speech and ideas and being able to express yourself fluently without too many problems. Even if you don't know all the words, if you don't have all the active vocabulary you would like. This is about being fluent. Eu lembro que quando eu comecei a dar aula, eu morria de medo, porque eu falava: "Nossa, mas eu não sei todas as palavras, como é que eu vou dar aula assim?". E na verdade a gente não tem que saber tudo, né, é um aprendizado constante, não é mesmo? So, to be fluent is to be free to use the language as you wish. Okay? So, can you already use the language as you wish? Do you feel confident? Do you feel um, ready to use the language? How does it feel to you? I want to know. Okay. And communicating effectively, well, being fluent is all about communicating effectively and fluidly, not knowing all the words, but being able to express yourself clearly and understandably, understanding 90% of the things you consume in English, reading and audio, and communicating with confidence and being able to carry on a conversation without too many stops. Então, às vezes, mesmo você tendo um nível iniciante, básico, você consegue se comunicar, consegue ter uma fluência, mesmo sem saber todas as palavras. Então, a fluência não é exatamente saber tudo, ok? E sim conseguir ter a linguagem fluida, right? Okay. I am just putting some students in. Welcome. Okay, good. Excellent. Yes, join. You can join people that are coming now. Welcome to the master class. All right. And then generally people ask me, so how long does it take to become fluent, teacher? Eu ouço isso toda vez que me procuram. Quanto tempo que leva para a gente ficar fluente? E quanto tempo você acha que demora para a fluência chegar, para as pessoas ficarem realmente fluentes? E existe um quadro de referências que eu vou mostrar para vocês, ok? Que explica certinho quanto tempo que demora. But first, it's very important that you keep in mind that to become fluent will depend on how much English you know today, what fluency means to you, okay, how familiar you are with English, how much time you have to devote to English, how much you enjoy and you're interested in English. Because sometimes people say, oh, but I hate learning English. I hate speaking English. How can you learn like this, right? We got to change the mindset first, okay? So it's important that you feel pleasure in learning, that you feel familiar with the words, that you devote your time to the language. This is essential in this journey of learning the language, okay? And then there is this common European framework reference, okay? that they explain exactly how long it takes to be fluent. Okay, so if you rely on the CEFR, that is the Common European Framework Reference, to go from A1, the basics of the basics, to B2, the level that most people need to communicate fluently, it takes about 720 hours of instruction. So this is the amount of hours that you need, 720 hours of instruction. And this means having lessons, practicing, really working the output, and making the language happen. It's not only attending class and being silent, not speaking, not using the language. So you got to be active in these hours, okay, to reach this fluency, okay? And then here, let me go back just to show you that we have 6 levels, okay, inside this European framework, that it goes from A1 until C2. So it's like A1, and then A2, A1 starter, A2 elementary, okay, B1 intermediate, B2 upper intermediate, C1 expert, and C2 mastery. So this is all about your journey in the English language, okay? So the point of how much you study and are in contact with the language makes the whole difference, okay? If you only study 1 hour a day, in 2 years, you will be fluent. But if you study once a week, do the math. It's going to take much longer to reach fluency, right? So how can we become fluent? What is the secret to become fluent? And I will show you 6 pillars to identify what is holding you back from sounding fluent and reaching that goal. Okay, so there are 6 pillars. Are you following me? Are you with me? Everything all right? So far, so good. Let me open here the chat just to see. Yes, Nayara is saying yes. Ada is saying yes. Mai saying yes. Good. Let me see. Denise is there too. Now we can see your faces. Hi. Aline, good. Hayes here. Good. Very good. Good to see you, girls. All right. I have 3 students that are here that are pioneer students. They have been with me since the beginning, right? So thank you for coming, girls. And they're fluent. Okay, they're fluent. Very good. So let's see, girls. I'm gonna show you 6 pillars of fluency. And here we have a guy on the picture, but I know it's also a girl behind, right, Chris? You're there. Mainly girls. Okay, so let's go. Let's focus on this here. The 6 pillars of fluency. Okay, and the pillars are speaking time, pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, confidence, and immersion. Okay, if you have the combination of these 6 factors, you're going to be fluent. Okay, let's see one by one. So speaking time, this is all about practice, okay? It's super important. And one attitude that slows down your fluency is having too much input and not enough output. What does it mean? Do you know? It means that you spend a lot of time listening to and reading things in English, but very little time actually producing and speaking English. So the input is big, but then the output doesn't happen, right? So practice is essential, okay? You will only develop fluency if you start speaking, okay? You can have a great vocabulary, you can understand basically everything you hear, a great reading ability, but if you don't practice, to speaking, your speaking skill, you will not speak fluently. Okay, so we gotta practice, right? And don't be shy, because sometimes I see the students say, oh no, but there's a business meeting. I don't want to talk. I don't want to open the camera in the conference call because I don't feel ready, you know. But if you do not practice, you will never be ready, right? So don't be shy. You have to face your fears, and we make mistakes. It's fine. We all make mistakes, right? We are humans. So, as I was saying, there's no fluency without social interaction. We gotta talk, we gotta interact. Okay. This year in the studio, I started making group classes. And then at first, the students were very, very fluent. Thanks, practice, and minor. Never be shy. Very good. Thank you. Yeah, you're awesome. And this year, as I was saying, the students were very reluctant, you know, to interact in groups. And they, no, 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 I want to keep my VIP class. I want to be alone in my time. And then we made some groups, right? We succeeded in forming groups. And now the students are having such a good time, right? They are interacting, they are engaging with the others. And one of them told me, wow, it's different. I think Ada told me this, right, Ada? Oh, it's different because now I can understand different accents. And then we can interact with the others, and it's a nice experience. So this is all about social interaction, right? Good. Let's see what else we have here. And then how can I practice my speaking skill? Having lessons, using apps. These two apps I really like, Also Speak and Cake. I think Anna started using Cake last year, right, Anna? And then she says, oh, I'm using Cake, it's fun. So try using these apps, okay, especially for pronunciation. They are really good, okay? Also Speak and Cake. Imitation technique. Are you familiar with imitation technique? Tell me here on the chat. Do you know what imitation technique is? Have you tried imitation technique already? And I will tell you, imitation technique works wonder, okay? Because how can you do it? You get parts of videos that you like, okay? Movies, film, series, anything that you like, TED Talk. And then you listen, you can turn on the transcript, and then you pause small parts, and then you repeat out loud. You mimic the person, okay? So you imitate, and then it's fantastic for the pronunciation, right? So imitation technique is very nice for boosting your speaking skill. And you see, when you do imitation, you don't need anybody else. You can do this training alone. Okay, so no excuses that, oh, I have nobody to talk to. You can do it by yourself. Okay, reading out loud. This is an amazing tool to get books. Okay, Kindle, anything that you like to read, paper book. Here is that kind of student that likes the paper book, right? No, don't come with the digital ones. I want to read the real ones. And no matter if you're reading, paper book or digital version, read it out loud. Okay, you can listen to yourself, and then you can get familiar with your accent, the rhythm, the intonation. It works wonder. Okay, and sending voice messages to yourself. Okay, talk about your plans. You can do like a diary, okay, so yesterday this and this and this happened, and then tomorrow I'm going to have this and that. And then you can send yourself messages. And then when you listen to yourself, you can see how you are progressing, how you're sounding, when you speak English, right? So it's a great tool. Yes, Denise, try doing this. Okay, it is great. Get something that you like, play, pause, get the transcript, and then imitate, read out loud, send voice messages, okay? It's gonna work wonder. Good, okay, let's advance a bit further. Number 2, the second pillar of fluency. This is about rhythm, intonation, pronunciation, and where to place emphasis. Connected speech, where the words connect, where the sounds are reduced. Okay, these elements will make all the difference in your fluency. Okay, so it's very nice to understand this intonation, this rhythm, because when we speak English, the rhythm is different from where we are speaking Portuguese. Have you noticed this? It is different, right? So pronunciation is essential, okay? Knowing the sounds of isolated words may be interesting. It's very good to know the words, how to pronounce isolated words and have a nice pronunciation, but knowing how to connect sounds, how to have the right intonation and rhythm makes much more difference. So focus on this linking sounds, okay? Connected speech, rhythm, intonation. If you pay attention to this, you're going to be fluent much sooner, okay? Well, pronunciation directly affects both the English you hear and the English you produce. So when you're listening, it's very important that you understand different accents, different pronunciation. And when you are speaking, you got to be clear, right? You have to pronounce the words correctly. So don't neglect the study of pronunciation. It's super important, okay? And how can I improve my pronunciation? Today, I brought this tool to show you, and this is called Yoglish. Okay, I don't know if you're familiar with this. I love imitating my teacher's intonation. Ah, that's great. And it's true, Ada, when you speak, you sound like me. When I talk to you, say, oh, I can see myself there. It's great. I'm proud of you. And this tool here, Youglish, it's an amazing tool because they get videos from YouTube, and then you can search specific words. How brilliant is this invention? So, for example, you want to see how to pronounce the word develop. You go to English and you write develop, and then you can see all kinds of accents. You can check American accent, Australian, British, and then there are short videos of people pronouncing that word. Okay, so if you don't know this tool yet, save it and check it after this masterclass. You're gonna love it. Okay, it's called Youglish, Youglish, and the videos are from YouTube. Okay, good. I love using Youglish. And then number 3, the third pillar of fluency is the grammar. So you should evaluate, how is your grammar? Think about the big picture. Can you communicate well, speaking about the present, the past, the future? Do you understand the collocations, phrasal verbs, idioms? So how is the grammar? How is the context? How is the scenario of grammar in your fluency, in your life, in your English life? Have you thought about it? Maybe it's time to focus on this aspect and understand how it can affect your fluency. Okay, so grammar is part of the development of our fluency, right? It is important too. The study of grammar needs to be contextualized. There's no point in studying the rules if you don't understand how to apply them, in which situations to apply them, right? So in my point of view, I think it's endless getting like lots of books, studying lots of grammar, and then not applying in real context, right? So you have to understand when to use the grammar, what is the meaning, how can I use it in my relevant vocabulary. This is what you have to focus. And I have this strategy, okay, that I like to call the 3D grammar approach. 3D grammar approach. That is the best way to study grammar. Okay, so in order for grammar study to be meaningful and for you to get to active use, to really use the grammar, put the grammar into practice, you need to think about grammar topics in a three-dimensional way, right? So think about how to how to activate this grammar, how to make it active. And I'll show you how. I'll show you how. I told you that this masterclass would be nice. So how can I study grammar? On this 3D grammar approach, you gotta focus on three aspects: structure, meaning, and usage, okay? Take notes: structure, meaning, and usage, okay? So if you know these three things, if you focus on the grammar like this, 3D grammar, you're gonna make your grammar active. So let's think about structure. It refers to how to build a sentence, okay? Example, in present continuous, using the verb to be as auxiliary, and the main verb of action in the gerund with ing, right? He's studying, she's downloading the lessons. So think about the structure. How do you use this structure? Okay. Second part, what do you have to do? Think about the meaning. It's about the message that structure conveys, okay? And it's totally linked to the use of the structure. For example, when I use present continuous, I show that the action is happening now, and this is the message I want to convey with this structure. So you have to know the structure, and then you have to know the meaning on how to use the grammar, right? Does it make sense? Right? And then the third approach, right, to reach success is the usage. It refers to the applicability of the form. Okay, in what situations is this form used? Is it formal? Is it informal? Okay, for example, present continuous is used to describe a situation that is happening right now, or to talk about a very near future, right? So you can use present continuous. I am teaching a master class now, or you could say, I am meeting my student tomorrow. I'm visiting my mom this Thursday. Okay, so this is like one of the uses of present continuous too, using for the future, for the near future, right? Is it okay? 3D grammar approach. Did you like it? 3D grammar approach. Okay, think about it. Fourth pillar of fluency is the active vocabulary. Okay, so have a look. Here we have in the orange circle the vocabulary that you know, and the white circle the vocabulary that you use. Oh my gosh. This is totally related to speaking time. Because if you only consume English, you understand it a lot. But when it comes to speaking, you lack vocabulary, right? So you got to change this scenario. And how? How can you change this? Well, the vocabulary that you know is very big, but it's passive. And the vocabulary that you use, it's small, your active vocabulary. And why does it happen? Do you know? Why does it happen that our active vocabulary is so small? This is because you lack practice. Okay, you don't practice. There's no output. You're shy. You're there. Oh, I don't want to speak. I don't want to talk. Okay, so you have to increase your speaking time. And because you don't activate this vocabulary that you know, okay, this is the reason. Maybe you have there a vast vocabulary, but you don't use it. Okay, so let's focus on relevant, useful, and contextualize the vocabulary. Okay? Focus on these three things. Why? Because we gotta learn, we gotta study things that are relevant for our life. For example, I am not I don't know a lot about gastronomy. So why should I focus on vocabulary about kitchen utensils and then lots of methods for preparing things if I am not a chef? Why should I know all the pieces of a car, to change like the mechanic of a car if I never use this vocabulary? It's not relevant for my life. So think about what is relevant, what is useful, and what is contextualized for your kind of life, your lifestyle. Okay. And then you're going to have a much more active vocabulary because it's going to be relevant, it's going to be useful, and then you'll be able to contextualize. You're going to be able to use this vocabulary, right? So who can relate? Does it happen to you? Do you think that the vocabulary that you have is encourage yourself and speak? Exactly. We got to try, right? We got to try. Face. And Aline, you do very well, darling, because you even present internationally, right? So you are a student, you here that is here too, that have presented in international conferences. So how great is that? Can you imagine that 10 years ago, your vocabulary was very small, and then you had like the fear to speak in public, you didn't feel uh, encouraged, you didn't feel ready, and you made it, right? So it's like facing the fears, right? Facing the fears. Good. All right. Yes, sometimes this happen, talking about the passive vocabulary. You can understand movies, TV series, you can read a text without too many problems, but then sometimes people cannot speak, right? So this is the problem. Only a passive vocabulary, right? I know exactly why this happens. Your active vocabulary is much smaller than the vocabulary that you understand, your passive vocabulary. So you got to change this, right? Put this into practice, right? How can I change this? By increasing your output, speaking more, practicing conversation, practicing speaking, okay? By writing more. Okay, so your output needs to be increased. Okay, when we are in the basics, for the basic levels, the input is very important. Okay, what you consume. But to turn the key to fluency, we need to slowly increase the output. Okay, so if you're at the very beginning, all right, input is essential, comprehensible input. You got to understand what you're listening. So get material in the right level, okay? You have to understand because otherwise it's like turning a radio that is out of tune. It doesn't make any sense, right? So it has to be comprehensible vocabulary, okay? Number 5, the fifth pillar of fluency is confidence. This is the most important pillar for your fluency. If you're not confident in your English and in your skills, you will most likely get stuck when it comes to speaking. Okay? So feel ready, be ready, change your mindset. I can do it, right? Face your fears and be confident. Okay, you can do it. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. Remember, everybody makes mistakes. I make mistakes and I am fluent. I have studied for more than 20 years, okay? And I still make mistakes and it's fine, right? Good. Let's advance here. Well, and as I was saying, you don't have to be proficient to use English effectively. You will keep making mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, right? This is what I've just said. And everyone started from scratch, just like me, just like you, right? When we begin learning the language, we are a zero. We don't know anything. But today is more difficult not to know anything because we read things in English, we consume things in English, right? We Google things in English, and English is around us. It's part of our lives, right? So it's impossible not to know anything. Okay. Focus on being 1% better each day. Okay. Celebrate small achievements and be more confident. Think about it. I can now speak a sentence. I can now watch TV shows with subtitles in English. I can now understand and sing the songs I like. Right, Denise? You're singing the songs that you like. So you're making progress. Celebrate these advances that you're making. Okay? You're singing. She was singing in Coldplay concert, right? Good. Very good. And English is around us. We need English, right? And number 6, the last pillar of fluency is immersion. If you really wish to be fluent, you gotta have English in your life. Daily contact with the English language and immersion is crucial for activating the fluency mindset. If you want to have this, growth mindset, if you want to adopt the fluency mindset, you really have to be into this universe. You got to have English in your life. Okay, you got to have English in your life. There's no other way. Okay, you have to live things in English. You have to experience English in your life every day. I do things in English every day. Okay, and not only because I'm a teacher, because I used to do it before when I was working on my fluency. Okay, so I don't know if you were expecting me to say that there is a magic number or there is a magic pill, but there isn't. There's no magic pill for fluency, right? But you got to follow these things. Dedication, okay? Stay curious and be patient. Daily contact with English, be constant, okay? It's like exercising. I always think about this in my life as exercising. I'm very constant in my exercise because I want to be healthy, right? And then I keep doing it. It's part of my life. If I want to be healthy, if I want to have a good body, if I want to have mobility, I need to be constant. And speaking the language is exactly the same. If you want to be fluent, you have to be constant. You have to experience and use this in your life every single day. Okay. Focus on being 1% better each day. Okay. Focus. Oh, yeah. Hi, G. Good. G is there too. And focus on being 1% better each day. Okay. Adopt the fluency mindset and have this immersion and practice. Okay. Every single day. Okay. Every single day. Good. Are you with me, girls? Following me? Everything all right? So far, so good? Yeah? Good. All right. So, in a nutshell, okay, before we wrap up, in a nutshell, Aline loves using this, right? In a nutshell means briefly, in a few words. Okay, so when you say, oh, in a nutshell, okay, so in a nutshell, if you really wish to be fluent, you gotta have English in your daily life. So from now on, if you're searching something on Google, Google things in English. Okay, the other day I was Googling how to a chicken pie recipe. Oh, how to cook a chicken pie. Google in English, and then you can learn the name of the ingredients, the methods for cooking or chicken pie, something healthy and simple, right? And then you're studying English indirectly. Okay, so Google things in English. YouTube channel. You know, if you do not watch YouTube, watch tutorials, find things of your interest, TED Talk, okay? Include this in your life so you can listen to documentaries, tutorials, things of your interest. I was studying like marketing, finance, and then I do tutorials in English. I'm always having this input in English, and you can do this too, okay? So schedule, for example, your timetable. Write the appointments in English. Okay. But you're so fancy. Your schedule is all in English. Yes, cool. My schedule is in English. My my settings, you know, from my phone, from my Netflix, from my everything is in English, and this helps you to have this immersion. Okay. To-do lists in English. You're gonna write your to-do list. Could be in a paper or in a pad inside the notepad. Okay, do it in English, right? Shopping list in English, to-do list in English, Google things in English, do your schedule in English, watch tutorials in English, films in English, news in English. You can go to newsing levels. Do you know newsing levels? And read the news in English. Okay. Um, and sing in English. So you see, if you do all these things in English, you're gonna be immersed in the language. And not only not sitting down to study, okay? Not bring English for our older life. Yeah, for our lives. Yes, exactly. For our life. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So we got to include this in our lives. And it's easy because it's not like sitting down, opening the book and studying the pages of a book. I know this is this is boring, you know. I'll be honest, okay? But if you have all these tools around you, it can be fun, okay? It can be fun, right? I promise you. Good. Yeah, so that's it. That's it. I talked about the 6 pillars of fluency, okay? Speaking time. So remember to be to practice, okay? The speaking, pronunciation. It's all about connecting the sounds, studying about intonation, rhythm, okay? How to pronounce the words correctly. Don't forget to use Youglish, okay? It can help you a lot in your English journey, right? Grammar, remember the 3D grammar approach, okay? Vocabulary, all right? Let's activate the vocabulary, making the vocabulary active, okay? Don't forget to be confident. Okay, you have to be confident. Don't be afraid of speaking. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. And you know what? We are brave of speaking a second language. A lot of people just speak English. They don't try. They never tried learning another language. They never tried. They never experienced, you know, learning a second language. So we are in advantage already. Okay, and immerse yourself in the language. Have all these tools around you. Try to activate English around you the most you can. The most you can. All right. Very good. Very good. So that's it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for coming, everyone. And in a few years, maybe I'll dream in English. It's true. Yes. This is something that will consequently happen, Aline. I'm sure you're going to have dreams in English. And you are already capable of speaking English, right? And dreaming in English. I just realized that I was supposed to speak a little bit of Portuguese too, and then I didn't. So I hope everybody understood here everything. It was just like automatically speaking, and I forgot to make some pauses and to. But I think you got it right. Great class, my dear. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, all of you. Yes. So we are done here on our master class. Okay. I really appreciate your time for being here with me. It's gonna be today. I am starting the YouTube channel, And then that's why I made this lesson here so I can transmit there. Okay. Thank you, Ma. Good. And that's why I made it different. Today I kept like the microphones off. Okay. So I could just show the slides and illustrate and really guide, people to fluency. Okay. And now I'm going to transmit on YouTube. I'm starting the channel. I hope I can contribute a bit further. Okay. On this, right? And here, just I will announce something, okay, that is coming soon. And this is nice that you're here so you can know about it like firsthand. I am launching my digital course that is called Stand Out. And Stand Out significa para você se destacar, destaque-se. Okay, so that's why, thank you, Anna. This is the name of the course, Stand Out. Okay, and this will make you stand out in the crowd. Okay, and in this course, I will help you to speak. Okay, in a more comfortable way. If you don't feel ready to speak, if you really need to unlock your speaking skill, this course will be really helpful. Okay, and what is inside Stand Out? Well, Stand Out is composed of 8 modules. Okay, so there are a whole bunch of things. Okay, 8 modules, 4 sections of mentoring. Okay, and then we're going to have live mentoring. Okay, 4 sessions. Digital toolbox where you can see all the material, the digital material that you can use. Okay, so you can check this material digitally to include in your life. A checklist that you can check your progress, and then you have 1 year of access. Okay, but it's coming soon. I will just give this spoiler here today for this lovely people that are here following me and showing all this love and care. And I'm gonna be launching this on YouTube, on Instagram, and of course, I will let you know when it's ready to be launched. Okay, so it's just a bit of a spoiler on this one. Okay, but that's it for today, ladies. Do you have any question? Any question before we finish? Anything that you would like to ask? Is it all right? Let me open here. Yeah, so thank you. It's fine. Thanks for sharing this information with us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your time, for all of you. Thank you. So I'm going to wrap up. Okay. Thank you for your time. And I hope I'll be able to make lots of classes here. Okay. On this digital universe. I am just starting and I am very happy that you're here today. Okay. So thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. Okay. Let me just make here one comment that I have to. Yeah, let me just hold on before I finish here. Yes, I did it. Very good. So thank you. I'm gonna go. All right. Have a great evening. Thank you. Thank you.